The New York Jets couldn't keep the good vibes going in Week 3 as they fell to the Cincinnati Bengals 27-12 at home on Sunday. New York Post sports columnist Steve Serby, he was there to witness it all, and he joins me now from MetLife Stadium. Steve, good to see you. I got to make sure you're okay after you witnessed another rough performance by the Jets offense. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm a lot better than the Jets are right now. They're 1-2, and how about that sideline spat? That was entertaining, wasn't it?
It was entertaining, and we're going to get into all that. First, before we get to that, Steve, only 4 field goals for the Jets today against Cincy. So what were your takeaways from Gang Green's offensive performance at MetLife on Sunday?
No running game, no protection. George Fant got hurt. That was the end of the protection as far as Mr. Flacco was concerned. And we know that Flacco's a statue. He can't get out of harm's way. 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, fans chanting, "We want White," meaning Mike White. Robert Saleh never considered going to Mike White, nor should he. Mike White had that wonderful, magical day last year on Halloween against these same Bengals. But, you know, these fans are never satisfied. A week ago, Flacco leads them to a dramatic comeback in Cleveland. And a week later, it's "what have you done for us lately?" which is the way it goes. And no quarterback controversy. Zach Wilson will be the man when he gets back. And it could be as early as next week in Pittsburgh.
Yep, and we will talk about that in a second. But as you mentioned, one of the major stories following the game was that the CBS cameras caught defensive lineman Quinnen Williams and defensive line coach Aaron Whitecotton in what appeared to be an argument on the sideline. So what was going on there?
Quinnen was a little bit upset, a lot upset, that the Jets had blitzed with a 7-man pressure on Joe Burrow on a play where Burrow hit Tyler Boyd with a 56-yard touchdown pass, enabled by shoddy tackling from Jordan Whitehead. But on the sideline, Quinnen, who is the most mild-mannered Jet, always smiling, easygoing, but a fierce competitor, he started screaming at Aaron Whitecotton, "Put it on our back. Let us 4-man rush. The defensive line is the strength of this team. We carry this team." And Whitecotton roared back at him and said, I want you to get a sack. I want this 4-man rush to terrorize Joe Burrow. But the problem is Whitecotton doesn't call the plays. The defensive coordinator is Jeff Ulbrich. Ulbrich was not around, and at the time he was on the sideline but further away. And Whitecotton and Quinnen had to be separated. And of course, afterwards they said, well, passion is good. It fired us up. We were better after that. But, you know, let's get on the same page. Maybe prior to the game, if everybody in the organization believes that the 4-man rush, the defensive line is the strength of the team, then let's not get cute. Why get cute against Joe Burrow? So maybe this will end up happily ever after, but at 27-12, it was not all love the way the Jets profess it to be. It was not. The optics were bad. The optics were bad. No question about that. And Robert Saleh better make sure that this family feud stays inside the family and lowers the heat on it.
Yeah, definitely need to do that. Optics did not look good after that loss, 27-12.
I mean, it's like me and Costello in each other's faces about who's going to write what. I mean,
you would hope that's organized before you start the writing process. That's what you would hope.
Exactly. It's a bad optics. It wouldn't look good in the press box, and it didn't look good on the Jets sidelines.
That is fair. Now, we talk about the optics. The Jets organization, Steve, they talked a lot about seeing progress this season. Zach Wilson, I understand he's yet to play a snap this season, but what do you make of the Jets 1-2 of this team through 3 weeks of the season?
Well, the only good news was that Garrett Wilson, who suffered a rib injury in the first half, returned in the second half. So thankfully for that, because Garrett Wilson is a star in the making. And when Zach Wilson returns, he would be it will help him immensely to have a guy like Garrett Wilson who can break a game open at any time. But Zach Wilson will also have to get the ball out of his hands quickly if George Fant is injured and the offensive line doesn't protect him. Wilson obviously can improvise and is more mobile than Flacco, but if the offensive line doesn't get its act together, poor Wilson's going to be running for his life.
Yeah, and that is not what Jets fans want to see. We'll see what the team can do next week there in Pittsburgh, where they'll take on the Steelers.
And I'll be there. I will be there watching it all.
There you go. You will be in the Steel City. Always a good time there. That is Steve Serby, New York Post sports columnist. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you, man.